I think this, I really am, but you hadn't heard nothing yet. I knew this morning that it was the end of the show, and I'm so sick, Charlotte. And I don't know when I've been this sick, and I've let this do it to me. She said she had my coffee, but said, you know my little coffee pot I make coffee in every morning? I said, yeah. She said she was taking that too.
No.
I said, wait a minute. I said, well, I just went along with her. I said, now what are you making coffee in this morning? I got my pot. Well, Charlotte, that didn't even make sense.
Well, I'll tell you what she's talking about. She had an old broke one in her dish drainer. The handle was broke on it. And I said, Aunt Savanna, we need to throw this away because I was afraid she would burn herself. It was just dangling. How could you use it, pick it up, and pour coffee out of it?
Well, she is going to burn herself up or something. I don't know.
I was afraid she was going to burn herself, and I threw it in the trash when she wasn't looking.
Do you see what we're talking about?
And that old kettle, I sent her a new kettle for Christmas.
I know it. Reba told me, said they loaded her down for Christmas, said I saw it. But we're just killed over it. And I want you to know that nobody, I don't know who all's name she called.
Just yours.
Huh?
Just yours.
Well, see, Essie and all them always get out in the clear. But we had heard her rave for a week and a half, and I first asked her, I said, well, Savanna, if that's all true, let me call Charlotte and see what happened. Please don't. Please don't. Well, then I thought she was lying.
Well, I did throw that coffee pot away.
Oh, she thinks you took it.
Because it was a danger to her.
And she said it's the one she makes coffee with every morning.
No, ma'am.
That's what I'm telling her, Randy, and she said that she threw it in the garbage. It was in the dish drain, had no handle on it, and she's afraid she'd burn herself up. So she threw it in the garbage.
But I didn't. She wouldn't let me when she was in there, so I...
And I said, well, what did you make coffee in this morning,
right.
Savanna? Well, I got it back.
Oh, God.
So I don't know what she's talking about. I have not been there. But all I'm at, maybe my head will feel better, and my stomach is churning. She has killed me.
Well,
She has killed us all.
And has she mentioned that old yellow kettle that sat there that had old rust?
Oh, no, she hadn't got to that. It was her precious coffee pot.
That the handle was broke on it, too.
I'm telling you, but I told my neighbor about it because she's a retired nurse today.
Yeah.
I just told her about it. I said Charlotte was coming here to take care of her, and nobody knows her condition, and but darned if... And Pat said, oh, that's paranoia, senile dementia.
Dementia, that's what Sister said.
You know, and Aunt Addie accused Betty of stealing all her funds before she died, and I think Maddie people had to go in and quit taking care of her. She accused every one of them of stealing. So forgive her. It may be the only time you ever get to stay in her house because I don't think she's going to get to stay there long.
No.
We're going to have to. Her neighbors are stealing her plants. It's real sad. It's not nothing to laugh about. But Jane said, I don't want you to wait no longer than tonight to call Charlotte. And if you can't get Charlotte, call Eve Carolyn. Tell them we don't have nothing to do with it.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I didn't know if everybody was in an uproar.
And even Essie was mad. Essie's mad. Essie said she stopped her yesterday morning, told her don't call her back. So now I think she got mad at me this morning, hung up on me. And I think she's got Letty left, and Letty's keeping her phone turned off. So it's sad. It's real sad.
Well.
But you're not the only one, hon. Everybody's taking from her. Everybody.
Well, and then the second call, when she started off with Billie, said it was about Mother's ring that I let her wear several years back. And when she called here, when you were here, remember she called here?
I do. It made out she didn't know I was there.
And wanted to know about the ring. Well, I knew her mind was bad then, and I did not want her to lose it.
I hope y'all, but you didn't know how bad. See, she called up there that night and made out she didn't know I was there, which I guess she didn't. And I had told her I was coming to your house.
Well.
But I don't think things will be the same when y'all come back because this can't go on up there.
No.
It can't go on at all. And we don't know what she'll do. I'm not worried about suicide or nothing. It's
no.
just that her mind is totally, totally gone.
Yeah.
When she started about you taking wrapping up her coffee pot and taking it off, and she got it back. I said, I know now. I know I have my answer.
Well.
I came in here and I told you, he said, will you call Charlotte tonight?
Well,
Billie ain't said nothing. Billie, all I ever said was, well, Savanna, if all this is true, see, I knew it wasn't. I just tried to talk her through it.
Yeah.
I said, I'll just call Charlotte. Oh, please don't. Well, right then I should have known it was a story. Oh, please don't. I said, well, now I'm not if you don't want me to. See, that's the way I always talk her through something.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, hell broke loose.
Well,
I believe she got mad about something else.
Well, did she call you back after she called me the second time?
Yeah. She called me back, and that's when I just went off.
What did she say?
She said she cussed me. I never had a cussing like that. I said, oh, you cussed me.
I'll tell you exactly what I said to her. When I told her the ring, Mother didn't, she said, Eva gave me that ring. I said, no, Mother did not give you that ring. I've had it all these years. I've had it since Mother died. Now, how could she have given you the ring? I said, I'll let you borrow it to wear, and it is, Mother didn't give it to you. I said, well, why? She said, why'd you take it? I said, because I was afraid something would happen to it. And she said, well, nothing did. I said, no, you're not getting the ring back, but I will mail the Afghan back, and I want you to stick it up your ass.
Well, anyway, she may not be through calling you. She may call you some more. I have taken some kind of cussings off of her. The way I do is hang up the phone.
Yeah. And then I did. I hung up on her.
I do. When she starts, now by tomorrow she'll be forgot it. She don't remember. But when she has started in on me, when she calls back, I just ease the phone down.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with her because I get sick.
Yeah.
You know, you can fool with sick people till you're sick yourself.
Well.
And but I wanted you to know Billie said and Essie said, and I'm going to tell her the whole family is mad. I said, what the hell you say? What are you talking about? Don't you dare. I said, now don't be dropping names, but see, she does.
Well, I started to call you, and then after the first call, I started to call you. But then when the second call came and she threw your name in it, I said,
well, that's the reason Gene said, call Charlotte and find out what went on, because you don't know what she said. And he said, and I know for a fact that she give her that. Randy believed it. We all believed it.
Yeah.
But no, honey.
Well, I'm mailing.
Now she's not speaking to me. No. Said she'd stay there by herself, tend to her business. And I said, well, you certainly can.
Well, I'm going to mail it back.
When she turned me loose this morning and said, you misunderstood me, I said, no, I didn't misunderstand you at all. I know exactly what you said, and well, I'll just stay here and tend to my own business and be left alone. I said, that's great. Do it. So maybe, but by in the morning now, she'll be done forgot that. But she is driving us quite wild.
Yeah, well,
and you're not the only one that's stealing everything she's got. But what I don't understand is waiting November, December, January.
2 months almost.
Waiting that long. Would you tell me what triggered her off?
I don't know, and it's the same woman that tried to give me a calendar from 1973.
Oh, she's mad at me for not having them hung over my house. She wants me to take all of Mama's, all those calendars.
Yeah.
All those linen calendars.
Yeah.
And hang them in my house. and she cannot put anything in the garbage, but I'm the garbage. I am right here, her garbage disposal. And I'm so sick of that till I could scream. And she wants everybody to want what she has.
Yeah.
And I want nothing.
Me neither. Me neither. Well, I'm glad you called, Bibbie, because I didn't know what was going on.
Anytime that you don't and anytime you hear what Billie says, please call me.
Well, I didn't think.
My name has been used from here to Kansas City. And I did try to stove it off. I said, well, Savanna, if she did all that to you, let me call her. I'll call Charlotte and ask her. Oh, please don't. She already known. Well, I knew right then. Oh, please don't. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. I'll just do without. Well, I thought it was all set.
Mm.
And then, lo and behold, hell broke loose. She's done herself in. Everybody's really peeved with her.
Yeah.
So,
Well.
and I tell you what, Randy told me tonight, said you need to pray hard for her, about her, because we don't know what to do with her. What are you going to do with her?
Mm.
There may not be no place that they'll take her.
Well, they would have to medicate her.
Yeah. Pat said they would do that.
Yeah.
She just one fit right after the other, you know.
Yeah.
And that's not very good.
But there's plenty of people that have to go because of that very thing, out of their homes. So.
It's just that I hate to be the one who has to do it.
I know it.
Ed said, if you need help, baby, you know I'm there. But I figure God has always been so good to me that he's going to take care of this, too. You know,
Yeah.
She told me she'd drive with or without a license. Doctor said, you know good and well, Miss Willie, I'm driving with or without. She told me in the car. I just took her on, got her license. And he let her have 4 wrecks and didn't kill nobody and didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
And then I could put that car in that garage.
Yeah.
And so maybe he'll do the same now. But forgive her.
Well.
Look over it.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing for sure, when she's gone, if I'm in charge of anything, I want everybody to pick out, you know, what they have, what their mother, like if Eva made Afghan.
Yeah.
I want them to have those things.
Yeah.
I want them to have those things, and I'll have that's my aim and plan if I'm living, to let everybody pick their things. So,
Well.
but anyway, I just couldn't believe it happened, and still don't. And maybe since I've talked to you, I'll get better.
Yeah, because it had me upset
But
that
she
night.
screamed at me. I'm telling her, the whole family. I said, "Don't you dare! That's a lie."
Well, I'm glad you called because I didn't know what was going on.
If you're ever in doubt, and I tell you who insisted on me calling. I thought you'd know better.
Well, I thought I did, but
I thought, well, Charlotte wanting more. Savanna couldn't shake her up when she realizes what a fit. And Gene, when I told him about the coffee pot this morning, he said, now tonight, no later than tonight, I want you to call Charlotte. And said, if you can't get her, you get him Carolyn. But you tell them we don't have nothing to do with this.
well,
So you can thank your Uncle Gene about that.
well, you can thank him
He felt so bad about that.
and tell him
He said, I know she'll do it. I know her. So.
And tell him I wish I had some more of that turkey.
More of that turkey. Well, we might never have another than that good.
Oh, I know
we
it.
lucked out on that. But, baby, please, let's pray for her, forgive her.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the outcome will be, but like I said, I'm looking to the Lord. And if you ever hear anything Billie said, would you call me?
Yeah. Well, I'll know now that I just couldn't believe.
Listen, you don't know how many times, and I'll tell you another one that drops names. Essie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know that by now.
Yeah.
Margaret drops names.
Yeah.
And people quit speaking, and nobody understands why. It seems like they just can't quite get around to the truth.
Well, I wonder how long it's going to take her to miss that yellow kettle that I threw away, too.
Oh, she'll swear that was a priceless antique. I imagine. I just don't get it.
Well, she couldn't use it.
She's got the sweetest old neighbor, 90. Miss Gaynor has been stealing all her flowers ever since, for years, ever since Ted died.
But Aunt Savanna was using a boiler to heat water in, and I was afraid she was going to burn herself.
I know it.
So I sent her a new kettle for Christmas.
Yeah.
And threw that other one away, and the coffee pot.
You know my little old coffee? That's when I knew all hell. I said, uh-oh, this morning. I said, well, what'd you make coffee in? I got it.
Well.
So anyway, I said, what in this world would Charlotte want with a tore-up coffee pot so bad that she'd steal it? That's when I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And it's bad wrong. Well, honey, if you just came in from work, I'm going to let you go, but please don't ever believe. If I've got anything against you, I'll call you and tell you.
Well, I thought maybe.
Yes. I have nothing but love for you and Eva Carolyn and y'all's family. And I tell you the truth, I am embarrassed.
Well, don't be.
Now, I am embarrassed. Well, you know who I'm embarrassed before? The young folks. because they all just run from her. See, they don't understand that like I do.
Yeah.
And Chase took her home one night, and he said she never did know where she was, and said she was scared of his driving, and he said, "Now, look, I don't know where I am. Are you sure you know where you're going?" See, he told them, we didn't believe him.
Well, she told me every turn to make.
He pulled up in front of her house and said, in her driveway, and said, "Now, Nana, you look around you and see if you know where you are." And she did, and he said she still didn't. And said in a little bit, she said, "Oh, yeah." But he has run from her ever since. He has not wanted to meet up with her. It scares him.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that scared Mark.
Well,
I hope you don't tell him too much.
Huh?
I hope you don't tell him too much.
Oh, no, well, I told him about it. He just laughed.
Well, they laugh because they don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Well, I love you.
Well, I love you
and
too,
I
Bibbie.
love Mark. And when you hear something Billie said, I'll ask you to be my friend and give me a call, because my name has been used all my life.
Well, okay.
But Billie, I said, "Savanna, let me call Charlotte and ask her about that, because, please don't." I said, "Well, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind not one bit. Please don't. Oh, no, don't." Well, that was 2 weeks ago. And I went on and forgot it.
Oh.
And Jean gave that to them. Randy said, "You bet."
Well, that's exactly right. Not just gave, but insisted.
Well, see, we know what she does when somebody else goes there.
Yeah.
But ours is never anything nice. It's broke.
Yeah, I know. She's giving me old
I
stuff.
glued them together. I've used a whole bunch of Elmer's glue and got them standing.
Yeah.
But it's just so pathetic.
Yeah.
That we all want what she has. All her life she wanted to have something that everybody wanted. And I think that's one of the saddest plights.
Yeah.
I call it the glass menagerie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have kept you till you're sick.
No, Bibbie. Well, I hope you feel better after.
I have let this. It couldn't have made you as sick as it made me. I said it. I had never had nothing to hurt me and make me this sick. It's been a while. It's been a while because we hadn't had no messes. I thought we were through with them.
Yeah. Well, as long as everybody understands what's going on.
We do on this end. You better believe it. We understand on this end, and if she, poor old thing is a coward, and Billie said, see, she wants a crew, and when she found out that we weren't all lined up on her side, she got through with us and quit us. She thought she had a tug of war.
Yeah. Well, don't worry about it.
Please. Well, I'll have to get better.
Yeah.
I'll be better since I talked with you.
Well, yeah.
And I'll tell Jean and Randy that I called. Well, because he insisted on it. And he said, if you can't get Charlotte, you call even Carolyn, because this is... And he said, Randy's glad you did, too.
Yeah.
Randy's on the list, Charlotte.
Is he?
Oh, we went through something last week, 2 days up there, and they're being so very kind to us at LSU. I forgot to tell you. This is good news.
Yeah.
The doctor says he must get on the list, and that clinic, the transplant clinic, is at Willis-Knighton. We didn't even know where it was, and the transplant would be done there.
Oh.
But Dr. Ferguson said, they keep talking to him about disability, and he don't want it.
Yeah.
She said, well, I think there's a way to get around that. She called over that clinic and had them to fax her everything that clinic would need.
Yeah.
And they're doing all the shots and all the lab work right there at LSU.
Well,
and it's finished, Randy said. And it goes directly to that. She said, if y'all go over there, they'll charge like the devil. And it's finished. And we go back the 4th, and he is on the list. And she said, she talked to him about disability, and he told her he felt like it was wrong right now because he liked his job and loved to get to it. She said, well, I think there's going to be a way around that, too. She said there could be, and they're just not going, they're just insisting. So she said there could be some sort of temporary disability. We'll look into it.
Yeah. Well, don't they do cell matching and all that?
They did. That's what they did.
They did, yeah.
We spent 2 days up there. Did you take 2 shots this morning, son?
Oh, no, I didn't take them. I was sitting there, the only person in there, and that nurse come along by before they wrote. She said, okay, so I was going to look. I told my arms out. Okay, all right, you didn't react to it.
Oh, they just wanted to see. He says he don't know what all, TB shots and everything, you name it. Like he's going out of the country or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just being treated so kind.
That's wonderful news.
And that's the blessing.
Yeah.
And this morning I thought when I called Charlotte, I must tell her first about rest. Yeah. We did. We spent 2 days up there last week, and so, but our sickness don't bother me like Savannah's sickness.
Well.
No, it don't. Well.
But
and you know, every time she takes a notion, she'll call Margaret, and they'll go to cussing one another. It's always been that way, Charlotte. I never have known of it being any other way, but it's just her left now, and all eyes are on her, I guess. And,
well, maybe who knows what the answer is? But
he knows.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Reba will say, "Well, God, maybe."
So what?
Reba will say, "Maybe, just maybe, God understands her."
Yeah, well, I'm sure he does.
He made
her. But that's great news about Randy.
Isn't that great news?
Yeah.
I thought you'd be glad to hear that.
Yes.
And we go, and we go for an appointment on the 4th. Let's see. At 8 a.m. He has to drink a lot of stuff the night before. You know, it's that barium stuff.
Yeah.
And so after the 4th, we'll let you know some more. If I don't write to you or call you before then. But we go the 4th.
Okay. Oh, are they just doing more tests?
This time he's got to drink, nothing after 12.
Yeah. But you don't know what kind of test?
Well, it's called, on this bottle is barium, so I would think upper and lower GI.
Yeah.
And he has to drink some before he leaves, the night before, and then some when he gets up there, and then some more after he gets up there.
Yeah.
So I really think that's intestinal, don't you?
Yeah. Well, they told me at Vanderbilt that if the doctor decides that you need the transplant, they do a battery of testing to make sure there's not anything else wrong with you.
That's what we're
that's going to take you anyway.
We are going through that right now. I hadn't got to let you know, but one doctor before the 11th of December, Dr. Chris Corona or something like that, and doctor, you know that heart transplant doctor, tell him, Carolyn, that Hakeem, 48 years old, that's come here and has done over 100 heart transplants, died at 48 with a heart attack last week.
Oh, my goodness.
Hakeem, Hakim. But anyway, I think he worked himself to death.
Yeah.
I really do believe that's what happened. He was so dedicated.
But after all those tests are through and all that, then y'all are just sitting on go for the call.
That's what Dr. Ferguson said. And here's what she said. She said, I believe this is what Eva Carolyn or Pat One told me. She said it may be 2 years.
Right.
And the other doctor, Dr. Chris, had said maybe years. And she stood there, though, the other day and said, the reason we want him on there, if they find, like, a type O, she was just using this for example, liver, and he's a type O recipient, it could come up anytime.
Right. In the middle of the night.
And that's the reason that they insisted on him getting on it. And I know that they know more than I do about it. And I trust in God and trust in them.
That's right.
And they are so kind to us.
Well, that's
wonderful. I said you'd think we were royalty.
Well, that's wonderful.
I thought you'd like to know about him.
Yes, I did.
And you know, didn't you say your liver was enlarged?
Oh, yeah, and my spleen, too.
Well, baby, then I don't think you're in the shape Randy's in. I'll just come out frank and tell you.
Yeah.
I asked him, after you told me it was enlarged.
Yeah.
I said, Dr. Chris, he said his liver's terrible. And I said, is it enlarged? He said, oh, no.
It's atrophied?
He said it's crushed his fist. And he said it's capitulated. So I don't think you're as far gone.
No.
No, I sure don't. And I thought that'd make you feel better.
Yeah.
Because we was thinking it enlarged, but we're very, very, very wrong. It's just not functioning.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're all in God's hands, and we're all doing good. And I'm not the least bit worried about a coffee pot or an Afghan.
No,
we got something to cover up with tonight.
And I'm gonna mail it back to her, and so
whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. So
whatever
maybe
the Lord
she'll
leads you to do. And if I recognize it, you can get it when you come back. only thing, she's going to outlive me.
No, I don't think.
I think so. I do. 87 and nothing wrong with her but her mind.
Mm.
Excellent health.
Well,
But anyway, if I'm not around, y'all just fight over it.
no, I'm not fighting anybody.
But leave
Brenda.
the coffee pot.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. I love
love you.
Bye.